Hey guys, welcome back to another video. 2025 has been a weird year. A lot of weird shit happening, but personally for me, I found a new interest in life, and that is movies. I have always liked movies. I feel like everyone does, but I don't know, something this year just like turned a switch in my head that was all like, "Oh, you're going to be obsessed with like film and just anything TV or movie related." If you've been familiar with my content before, you know that I usually only made stuff relating to music, but I mean, yeah, I this newfound interest in movies has really just shifted my attention away from that completely. So I watched a lot of movies this year. I usually don't really keep up with like new releases and everything, but this year I kind of made it a point to try to watch as much stuff as I possibly can. Now, I honestly didn't think I would watch enough movies to make like a solid top 10 or top 20, so I thought that I would just rank literally every movie that I saw this year, which only came out to about 30, just so I can avoid the questions of like, oh, where is this movie? You didn't like this movie? Nah, you guys are gonna see everything I watched, so if it's not on here, I just didn't see it. I'm just gonna start the video by saying, I am not a professional critic or anything. Some things I say in this video may sound unintelligent to some, but you know what? I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts on some movies, so I don't really care. I'm just talking to talk because I want to. This video will contain spoilers also for almost every movie. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk about the movies without trying to be spoiler free, so you have been warned. Another thing before we get into the list, I guess I'll just mention some omissions that people may be wondering about already. Didn't see Frankenstein, just didn't really have time. Sentimental Value, I could not find accurate captions for some reason, so I didn't watch that one. And those are the only two off the top of my head that I can really think of that were big ones. But yeah, put some in the comments to recommend me, because I'll go back and I'll, watch movies from this year that I missed out on. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Number 30, the worst movie of the year. If you've been keeping up with movies this year, even not, because this movie was huge. Not in the sense that people were watching it or that they liked it, but the memes were everywhere, and that movie is, of course, War of the Worlds. Yeah, I don't really know who is not calling this the worst movie of the year if you've seen it. This movie is just terrible in every way possible. There's not much I can say that hasn't already been said about this thing, because like I said, everyone was talking about this thing when it came out, but I'll just run down some key points. For one, the concept of this movie itself is just terrible. I don't know who they thought would like enjoy this protagonist, because who the hell wants to root for the guy who can literally just spy on people like in their own homes? Yeah, Ice Cube's character in this is some sort of government agent who has just surveillance on literally everything about everyone. It's really weird. It's really creepy. He spies on his own daughter. Like I said, I don't know who this is like targeted to. And another just overarching issue is that it is shot horribly. It is just shot like a reaction video. It is so bad. Everything is just shown through like FaceTime calls or Discord calls and just like notifications. It's so like terrible. And yeah, we all know the acting is bad. There are parts where Ice Cube, you can obviously tell like he is just reading off of a script. There are points where his reactions are just like, what the fuck? There's a scene where he thinks his son gets blown up, and all he can do is be like, there's a part where his dead wife's Facebook account gets deleted, and his only reaction is like, it is just insane. I don't know what was going through this guy's head when he recorded this. The only good thing that I can say about this movie is that it is hilariously bad. There are a lot of funny moments during this thing. I mean, like I said, it was memed to hell, so I'm sure you've seen clips from this. And listen, I'm gonna make the point later in this video that things that are funny bad are better than boring bad, but you cannot excuse this movie. Everything about it is just terrible. It is fundamentally broken. And the movie wants you to take it seriously, but you can't, because there is nothing to take serious. And then we get to the bigger message of the whole thing, which is even more unserious than the acting, which is like this whole anti-surveillance thing. But This is an Amazon movie. Yeah, that billion-dollar corporation Amazon. So it's just like, shut the fuck up, please. And yeah, this movie is an Amazon ad. Like, the way they defeat the aliens in the end is by an Amazon delivery. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's just nothing. It is terrible. This is by far one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and easily the worst movie of 2025. But this next one is honestly not much better at all. I honestly contemplated putting it below War of the Worlds just because of how much I hated it, but at least this one, there is a concept beneath all of the dog shit. At least there is something. There is something that could have been here, unlike War of the Worlds. And that movie is The Electric State. I seriously don't even know what to say. This is one of the most expensive movies ever made. It's like $300 million budget. It is extremely expensive. Where did the budget go? Like, I seriously want to see like the financial analysis of this movie, because how? Seriously, how? I'm spoiling my list a little bit, but Screamboat, a movie called Screamboat, which is like this $2 million low budget like cash grab movie, has more like life and soul than this movie. Somehow, the movie just doesn't look very great. It is very boring. It's very gray. There is really nothing much to look at, which is weird because this movie has like a robot concept, so you would think that there would be some cool visuals, but there just aren't. And Jesus Christ, man. Millie Bobby Brown in this movie, good lord. This is seriously one of the most lifeless performances I have ever seen. Like, I genuinely don't know what was going on the set, or like why she got casted, but what the hell? Every line delivery is so flat and bland. There is like no enthusiasm with her. She tries to like make some quips in this thing, but like none of them work because the delivery is so terrible. And she's the protagonist, so it's like you're getting this the entire movie, and it is just unbearable to watch. There are other actors in this thing too. Chris Pratt is in here. And, you know, usually Chris Pratt is fine, but he's generally better when there's someone else good to bounce off of. When your co-star is Millie Bobby Brown, it's like he is just making quips to a brick wall. It is so awkward. And yeah, this is a dystopian movie, but of course everything has to be like Marvel now, where we're making quips every 2 seconds. None of them are funny in this movie. Nothing works. Like, nothing in this movie works. There's a line where, like, one of the villains is, you know, he, like, turns on the main villain, and he's all like, oh, I'm turning on him because I finally met someone less human than a robot. But it's like, dude, the robots in this movie, genuinely, like, their voice actors are putting in way more effort than Millie Bobby Brown. So it's like, are you talking about the protagonist? Because she is the one being more lifeless than a robot. Like, I cannot take that line seriously. And there are a lot of good actors in this that are voicing the robots, and they just all go to waste. Like, Anthony Mackie, why are you doing this? You are Captain America. Oh, that's why. Honestly, though, I am very scared for Avengers Doomsday, because, yeah, this is directed by the people directing that one. And if this is the standard they're setting out for high-budget movies, oh, wow. Rest in peace, Avengers Doomsday. Oh, getting into my number 28. I already said it, but it's gonna be Screamboat. If you don't know what Screamboat is, you probably don't. I don't know if anyone's even seen this movie, but it is a gore slop cash grab that is trying to cash in on the trend of taking a character whose copyright is about to run out and then just turning it into a horror movie. Riveting. This year's victim is Steamboat Willie. And Popeye, but we're not going to talk about Popeye. Good fucking lord, we're not talking about Popeye. So why is it better than The Electric State? Because it's at least funny. There are some like really stupid moments, and I feel like this movie does know that it's just a stupid cash grab, so it works sometimes. Keyword is sometimes, because this movie does try to have these moments where they're trying to be like, we know this is a cash grab, but like, oh, we know, and it's like, it's still a cash grab. Like, trying to be meta about it doesn't fix anything. The main villain of this movie, like I said, is Steamboat Willie, but he's played by the guy who plays Terrifier, David Howard Thornton, and honestly, it's just a great time seeing him on screen. He does a lot of goofy shit, a lot of goofy facial expressions. It's kind of entertaining. I'm not going to go too hard into this one, but if you want to see more about movies, this movie particularly, and other movies that came out that are in this copyright genre, go watch this Chazington video that I'm gonna link in the description. It's really good, really funny, going more in depth about these movies. Yeah, go watch that one. Yeah, Screamboat, it's terrible, it's bad. At least I had a good laugh watching it. Alright, some of these movies we're not really gonna talk too much about until we get to like the top 10-ish, so we're going to kind of zoom past some, starting off with number 27, Jurassic World Rebirth. Just really fucking boring, man. Just so goddamn boring. The characters are boring, the story is really boring. I seriously don't know why. This is like the 4th movie where the plot is just like, we need to go back to the island. It's like, can we think of something else? I mean, it looks good, but it's a big budget Jurassic Park movie. Yeah, it's gonna look good. Number 26, Five Nights at Freddy's. If you want to hear more about this in depth, I'm gonna link my video on it in the description. But yeah, it's very poorly written. The ending is seriously one of the worst things I've seen this year, and it is just really bad. The only reason I'm putting it above Jurassic World is that I feel like the animatronics were a lot more of a spectacle than the dinosaurs, which you've already seen like a million times. So yeah, FNAF 2 looks really good. The writing is just god-awful. Then we have another big one this year for video games, the Minecraft movie, or a Minecraft movie, I should say. There's gonna be more to come. Yeah, it's bad, but it's kind of just a dumb kids movie. It's really corny, it's really cringe, but you know, it does have some unironically funny moments. Some of it wasn't bad. The sets look really good. It's just that, you know, when you have real people mixed with the Minecraft CGI world, it just looks weird. But, you know, there are things to compliment about this movie. But yeah, it wasn't very good. It's just not a good movie. Then we have The Conjuring Last Rites. I really don't have much to say about this. It's just a horror movie. I don't really have too much to critique about it. Nothing outstandingly bad, but there's really nothing good about it either. Yeah, it's just there. Oh, the next one, number 23. Captain America Brave New World. Yeah, it's whatever. It's not very good. I don't think it's as bad as some other people are saying, but man, this movie is like missed potential everywhere. For one, this movie tries to be a mystery, but you know, the main thing at the end is that like Red Hulk shows up, but they kind of put that in all the promotion, so it's like there's really no mystery at all. And like, even if they didn't put that in promotion, people who know Marvel are gonna know already because it's Thaddeus Ross, so they're gonna be like, oh, he's probably gonna turn into the Red Hulk. Yeah, it's like, why is it even why would you make it like a mystery when it's so obvious? Oh my god. And the villain is horrible. The villain is not Red Hulk. No, I wish the main villain was Red Hulk. The villain is Leader. And just off the bat, his design is terrible. I don't know why they didn't go with a more comic accurate look, because it would have looked way more natural than the garbage they put out here. But he's just so wasted potential. He is just like nothing in this movie. And also, he is a Hulk villain. He is Hulk's like arch enemy, I'm pretty sure. Like, we are using 2 Hulk characters in this movie, and we can't get a fucking Hulk movie. Fuck you, Marvel. You know what, though? The Red Hulk sequence is really good, though. I really liked that part. Good job with that one. Going into some movies that I find some enjoyment out of. I'm just gonna group these two together because they're just horror movies I don't have much to say about. We got The Monkey and Black Phone 2. Yeah, I mean, they're just horror movies. I got some enjoyment out of them. They're fine. Once again, don't have anything outstandingly bad to say about them. Then we get to our number 20 spot, which is a movie that I just do not get the hype around. This is going to be an upset on the list probably, but Weapons. I just do not see what other people see with this thing. I will say, this thing has a very interesting concept. I really like the mystery, but man, do they just fucking ruin it completely. The first half of this movie is played like very straight, very like seriously. There are some comedic undertones, but it's like, okay, that's like every movie. But then they just turn it into a full-on joke. Like, the climax of the movie, like the ending is a joke, and it's just like, okay. I don't know, it just feels very, like, tonally off. It just feels like this movie doesn't really know what it wanted to be, so they were just like, "Oh, well, make it funny, I guess." And it's honestly not that funny. Like, you also have to find the humor funny, which I just don't. I don't know, it's just like a wasted potential, the movie. I just said that about Captain America, but this is like the real wasted potential, the movie. Yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. I don't know. Okay, and now we're getting into movies where it's like they're good, I guess. This one is on like the thin line though. Fantastic Four at number 19. This one really does the bare minimum of being a good movie, I'll just say that, but I did generally enjoy it. I really liked some of the effects. The outer space sequences were really cool, and yeah, Sue Storm was really good in this movie. Vanessa Kirby did a good job at that. Other than that though, this movie is kind of just like Blue Balls the movie, because everyone else other than Sue Storm doesn't really get to do too much. Mr. Fantastic and Johnny Storm do have their own character arcs in this movie, and they do contribute to the story. Not as much as Sue. She's kind of the main character here, but uh, the Thing does fucking nothing. They give this guy fucking zero, absolutely nothing to do. It's like Sue Storm is being a mother. Mr. Fantastic is trying to find a solution to save the world and stop Galactus. Johnny Storm is learning an entire new language to communicate with an alien. And it's like, the Thing is trying to confess his love to Natasha Lyonne character. Okay. It's just like, I wish they gave us more. Oh, and speaking of the alien, Silver Surfer is really good in this. Back-to-back placements on her actor, whose name I forgot, but yeah, I really like Silver Surfer in this. The effects are also, she just looks great. But I'm hoping the next time we see the Fantastic Four, we get a little more out of them. But you know, this movie's not bad. Number 18, Companion. This movie is just really funny. It's really entertaining. That's honestly about all I have to say about it. I really liked a lot of the jokes. I thought the concept was pretty interesting. The only things I don't like about this movie is when it tries to get serious. I like when it's just being over the top and goofy. They tell you what the ending is going to be at the beginning of the movie, and it really just kind of kills any tension that they try to have, so I don't really like that, but the journey to get there is really fun. I'd recommend this one if you just want to see like a goofy horror movie. Number 17, one that I was really looking forward to and I wish was a bit better, that's going to be 28 Years Later. 28 Days Later is really good. I really love that movie, so going into this movie, I was hoping that it would be of similar quality, but this movie is nothing like that whatsoever. This is like a completely different universe, it feels like. But I'm not complaining about that though. I don't hate that idea. I feel like if there's going to be a zombie apocalypse, obviously it's going to evolve some way. But yeah, this movie is much more action and science fiction than horror. There are some suspenseful moments and great action sequences in the first half, but my issues kind of come from the second half. They introduce this like goofball military guy, and while he is kind of funny, it kind of just like throws the movie off of its balance. It just feels very tonally off. And from that point on, with all of like the goofiness, it doesn't really feel like there's any suspense. It feels like we're being put in a completely different movie. After they do kill him off, it gets suspenseful again, but it's like that patch really kind of just throws it off course. I don't know, I feel like I'm cutting this movie some slack because I know it's just a part one and that we're going to get more things answered in the next part, which is going to come out in like a couple of weeks from when I'm recording this, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad. I liked it. Whatever. I'm excited for the next part. Hopefully it's better and it'll be higher on my next year's list. Number 16 is a movie that I was pleasantly surprised by. Not really surprised because I did have a hope for these directors. I just wasn't impressed by their debut at all. But number 16 is going to be Bring Her Back. Yeah, I did not like Talk to Me, the debut from these directors, but I was following them on YouTube for a little bit when they were going by Raka Raka, and I really liked them there, so I was hoping that they would release some good stuff, and I'm glad that I enjoy this one now. This movie is so fucking disgusting. Like, this movie is fucking gross. You know, a lot of these, like, slasher movies, like the copyright shit I was talking about earlier, like Screamboat or, like, Terrifier, they try to be, like, super gory, but it all just comes out as corny because it's just like, okay, well, it's just gore for the sake of gore. This one gives a reason for the gore, and the effects are just really good, and it is just like, oh my god, I genuinely had to look away from my screen a couple times. My god, dude, the part where Oliver is just like eating the table and just like running his fingernail through the thing. Oh my god. Oh, and the villain is great too, Laura. She is such an asshole and she's so devious. Like the part where she pours the water on I'm forgetting the main character's name, but she pours water on the protagonist's pants to lie about him, make him like seem like he pissed himself. It is her own piss. Sorry, I forgot. She didn't pour water on him. She is just so devious. Once again, though, I do have complaints when the movie tries to have, like, a serious message. I don't know. I feel like the movie at the end wants you to be, like, sympathetic with Laura, kind of. That's my interpretation of it, but it's like, nah. Other than that, though, the concept is really good. I thought that the performances were really good from everyone here. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where these directors go from here, because this one was pretty good. This next movie, cannot believe I'm putting it this high. Shocker. An MCU movie came out this year that I actually thought was good, and that movie is Thunderbolts at number 15. I just can't believe it. This movie has actual characters. It has actual character arcs. It has actual writing. It is insane. Look, this movie is not the best thing ever. Obviously, there are 14 more movies that I thought were better than it, and, you know, it's not incredible, but I mean, it's a Marvel movie that actually has emotional value. It is emotionally compelling. I really liked seeing this gang of misfits trauma bond with each other, and this movie had a defeat the enemy with friendship ending that actually makes sense. I don't think that this is gonna give me faith in the MCU generally, because like I said, I'm very worried for Doomsday, but I just really liked all the characters here. I liked the story. I really liked the character dynamics. And it's just like a solid, good, almost great superhero movie. It's still a Marvel movie, which has every pitfall that it generally is there, but, you know, not to the high degrees that it's like a Captain America. But it's good. I liked it. Yeah, excited for these characters to come back. All right, now number 14, we're gonna start covering movies that I would call great. These are movies that I really did enjoy. Don't really have too much negative to say about some of them. So, yeah, starting off with number 14, K-pop Demon Hunters. If you told me last year that a movie called K-pop Demon Hunters was going to take the world by storm, I'd probably believe you, honestly, but if you told me that I was going to be part of that, I would not believe you, but here we are. This movie is just so fun. The characters are all really fun, the animation is great, the action is really good, and yeah, the songs are really catchy. I got a comment on my FNAF 2 video saying that you shouldn't be critical of kids' movies. For one, that movie's not even a fucking kids' movie, so I don't know what they're talking about, but two, it's like, why should we not be critical of kids' movies when kids' movies like this are coming out that are really high quality? Like, children can have good media like this. I don't know, that comment's just stuck with me because of how stupid it is, but yeah. K-pop Demon Hunters, really fun, great songs, great characters. I liked it. They're gonna make a sequel, I think. I hope they don't butcher it, but I'm glad we have this movie because it really is just like one of a kind. Alright, number 13, I'm gonna throw in The Long Walk, which was one that I thought just had an interesting concept, and yeah, it's just like an interesting movie. It is a dystopian movie, and I honestly love how we don't really get any backstory on this world. It is just focusing on this long walk, so it gives us all the time in the world to develop these characters and give us relationships between them. And it's a really good journey. I really like a lot of the characters. I will say my biggest complaint is that sometimes there's a little too much cussing. It gets a little bit obnoxious, but I mean, they're supposed to be like teenagers, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but still, it's a little bit annoying at times. But man, you really do end up feeling bad for these characters by the end of it, and that ending is still pretty crazy. I really liked the ending. Number 12, probably the last movie that I have on here just for the sake that it is fun. That's gonna be The Naked Gun. Man, this movie is just so fucking funny. Genuinely. Look, every joke doesn't hit. There are some duds, but they are throwing out joke after joke after joke. So if a joke doesn't land, then they just move on to the next one, and generally the next one is funnier. Liam Neeson just kills it with this. His just straight serious delivery is so funny with some of these jokes. And he just has a really good dynamic with Pamela Anderson's character. They are just such a funny duo. This movie is just like my style of comedy. I love the slapstick here. It is so good. I've just been dying for like a modern comedy that is just straight funniness, some slapstick, some physical comedy, and this just delivered. It's not the best thing ever, but man, was I entertained. Number 11, another movie that I am shocked to be putting this high, and that is going to be Zootopia 2. Disney lately has not been very good, very hit or miss, but when it comes to sequels, Disney usually always misses. Like, I cannot think of a good sequel off the top of my head other than this one. But yeah, I mean, they broke the curse because, wow, not only is this a great continuation of the first, but this is just a really good movie. I honestly liked it more than the first one too. Listen, Zootopia 1 is a movie that has its flaws, but the world is so interesting and so fun that making a sequel was kind of a given. There's going to be more that you can explore, and yeah, I do like what they explored in this one. I really liked the reptile town that they went to, or not, it wasn't reptile, it was like more of like a sea creature land. I don't know how to describe it, I'm forgetting. But I really liked all of the new animals that we saw in just these new areas. And the messaging of this movie is just way better than the first. The first one has that weird like prey versus predator thing going on, which can get odd if you're trying to make real world analogies to it. It just doesn't really work that well. But this movie has a much more simple message, which is just, accepting people for their species, just respecting everyone. It also has like anti-expansion messaging. Like, this movie kind of goes hard with the storytelling. And then we get our main characters from the first one, Nick and Judy, and I really like their dynamic here. They give them very realistic conflict in this one that is just really entertaining. It also just feels like a very realistic expansion of their relationship from the first. There are a lot of new characters though too, which some aren't really fleshed out, especially the main snake character that we follow, but they're still entertaining. I still like them. And man, another Disney curse broken. The twist villain is actually good in this. I was actually shocked. So, you know what? Good on you, Disney. You finally did something good with two things that you have been struggling to do forever. Oh yeah, the animation is great, but it's a Disney movie. Like, even when Disney movies fucking suck, the animation is still pretty good. Okay, top 10. Honestly, going into this, like I said in the beginning, I didn't really think that I would have like a decent top 10 by the end of the year, but you know what? I'm actually pretty happy with this final list that I have here. I think that these movies are all really good, and yeah, I don't really have any complaints about these being in my top 10. Just put this in perspective, when I first had the idea to rank everything, 28 years later was like the number 9 spot. So I'm glad I watched a lot of stuff, or a lot more stuff, I guess. Starting it off with number 10, we're gonna throw in Superman. I am so happy that James Gunn took over DC movies, because this is what I've been waiting for. I have been dying for some good DC media, because we have been starved. It's like every time there's something good, it's like, okay, well, there's like a bunch of good Batman movies, the Batman games are really fun, but it's like everyone else, it's like we've got nothing. I know people did like the Green Arrow and Flash shows, but those went to shit. The DCEU went to shit. So DCU was kind of just at a weird spot, but this movie gives me so much hope. Superman is fun. It's colorful, the cast is amazing, just all around a good time. And I'll just say this already, but like there are kind of too many characters. Some people don't really get fleshed out, and that's kind of an issue, but honestly, I still really liked everyone here. There are a lot of great characters. Just talking about Superman himself, he is such a sweetheart in this. Like, I just love how he just goes out of his way to save literally everything. It is so heartwarming. He just feels like a tried and true superhero in this movie, which is something that I feel like we haven't had in, honestly, like any superhero movie lately, really. And there are so many cool side characters, dude. Mr. Terrific is so fucking cool. Guy Gardner is an asshole, but he's so entertaining. And my god, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, Jesus, man, this is such a great performance. He is so, like, petty and pathetic, and he is such a great villain. He has his own great moments, but even just things surrounding him, like the bit where he has the monkeys trapped in the pocket dimension, just, like, spewing bullshit online. And he's also just really intimidating, like the scene where he just kills that businessman and shows no remorse for it. Like, damn. I also really like the plot where Superman is desperately trying to save everyone, but there is just so much shit going on in this movie that it's like he can't really do everything. And yeah, there's a Middle Eastern genocide plot in this movie that James Gunn doesn't want you to connect to Israel and Palestine. Yeah, free Palestine, Superman is woke now, fuck you, chuds. But yeah, I'm really excited for what the DCU is going to bring, because if this is any sign for the future, I am excited. Coming at number 9, a movie that I did not expect to like as much as I did, that's going to be Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc. Chainsaw Man, the anime, is not a show that I really love. I like it, I think it's good, but I honestly never really got the hype. This movie changes everything. I honestly found the story of the anime to be a little bit boring. I feel like we didn't get much, but this one is moving the plot in a direction that I really like. I feel like it is actually getting serious. The protagonist, Denji, is also a character that I've never really liked, but they even make him good in this movie, which I was like, okay, shit, I like him now. They really make you feel sympathetic in this. Like, you genuinely feel, like, really sad when he gets betrayed by Reze. Because it's just, like, so wholesome seeing him interact with her, and then that just all gets ripped away in, like, an instant. It's fucking sad. I'm still not a fan of, like, the gooner humor. It's just not funny to me. It just doesn't do anything. So those parts I didn't like. But man, the animation is incredible. I honestly think that it kind of carries the movie because the sequences are just so fucking good, and the music is really good too. So yeah, watch it for yourself. The animation is great. It's just a really fun time. And man, the ending is pretty devastating as well. The Makima is being set up as a really interesting villain now, so I'm excited to see where the anime goes after this. But number 8, the most stressful movie of the year, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Yeah, this movie is just like anxiety personified. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time and does not stop. Every character in this movie is just such a fucking annoying asshole. Except A$AP Rocky, he's really chill. But man, this movie just like perfectly encapsulates how when you have so much shit going on that even like the tiniest things can just throw you over the edge. Because you really do feel bad for the protagonist, who is played by Rose Byrne, and man, she is acting her ass off in this movie. This performance is great. Another interesting performance was Conan. There is not like a single ounce of comedy in this performance, which is really weird to see, but I mean, he does great in it. And even the scenes where the protagonist does some not so great things, you still feel sympathetic for her because you know that right after she does that, some absolute bullshit is about to happen to her again. Number 7, giving it to Bugonia, one movie that I was very excited for because I saw Poor Things for the first time this year, really liked it. I like Emma Stone and Yorgos. And I didn't know that Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons co-starred already before, but I really like Jesse Plemons, so I was excited to see him in this. And yeah, they have fantastic chemistry here. I love all of the dialogue between them. This movie is just very entertaining. I really love the back and forth that this movie has, where it keeps giving you reasons to believe both sides of the argument that is being presented, and it really just keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. Jesse Plemons getting rage baited every time is also very entertaining. I honestly didn't really know if I wanted her to be an alien by the end of this movie because I didn't really want it to be like, oh, the conspiracy theorists were right, but they give it a way for the conspiracy theorists to be both right and wrong. She was an alien, but she was trying to help them. And yeah, just a very interesting movie for me. I just really enjoyed it. Love the dialogue. I really liked it. Number 6, no other choice. I have never seen a Park Chan-wook movie before, so this was my first experience with that, and man, I gotta watch some of his other movies because this movie was fantastic. This one just hits hard as fuck with the messaging. Before I go into that, I'll talk about the visuals, because the visuals are just, my god, there are so many good shots. There are so many interesting shots. This movie is just like such a spectacle to look at. Lee Byung-hun is an actor who I really enjoyed in Squid Game, so it was nice to see him in a movie that isn't dog shit. I really liked his performance here. He's just a very charismatic actor. And man, one of my favorite scenes of the year easily is the first kill that he gets, where the music is blasting and then you have like all these crazy shots. My god, that scene just blew my mind. Also, the song is great too. It's funny how he is in one of the best scenes of the year and one of the worst scenes of the year with the Squid Game Season 3 finale, Lee Byung-hun. And then we just get to the overall messaging. The story of this movie is that the main character is killing off other employers who may be there to take his job, all for it to culminate in him being the only employee because everyone else has been replaced by automation and AI. And man, look, like I said in the beginning, I'm not the most intelligent person on movies, so I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the part where at the end where we get the shot of him in the factory by himself, and it's like the same thing as the beginning where we get the factory and it's like there's a bunch of people working and stuff, that should hit hard, okay, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this movie is just depressing, but it is fantastic, and I really need to watch Oldboy. That's next on my watch list from this guy. Top 5. A movie that I was very excited for, but I honestly did not expect it to be this good. It really blew my expectations out of the water, but that's gonna be Wake Up Dead Man. Yeah, the Knives Out series is one that I really like. I enjoyed the previous 2 movies. They're not like the best movies ever made, but they're really entertaining, and I think that they're pretty great almost. You know, the second one isn't fantastic, but the first one is great. But oh wow, this one is just like a completely different movie from the last 2. Which is a direction that I'm glad that they were going in. I love the character Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, but I'm glad that they kind of put him on the sideline for this movie and gave the spotlight to a different character who's played by Josh O'Connor, Judd. Because man, this performance is so good. This character is so good. Modern Religion is something that I'm generally on the fence with. I think that it is so exploitative and just weird at a lot of times, but this movie is such a good depiction of religion that I almost want to change my mind on my previous thoughts. I thought it was really interesting how Judd is just fighting with his faith the entire time. And that scene where he kind of just puts the mystery on the back burner to pray for somebody is really fucking powerful. Like, seriously, I did not think I was going to see a beautiful depiction of religion in a Knives Out movie. They also do make fun of, like, you know, the stuff that I do criticize modern religion for. There are right-wing grifters in this movie, and they bring some very funny scenes. But yeah, this movie is still a whodunit. There is a mystery, and yeah, Benoit Blanc is back. He's really entertaining in this one. Honestly, even though he doesn't really get a whole lot in this movie, I feel like this might be one of his best movies. He's just so charismatic here, and every scene with him is a charm. This movie is just great. I think it's the best one in the series by far. I think it's really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with this series in the future. Really enjoyed this one. Getting into the final 4, these are all movies that I would just call fantastic, incredible. These are the best movies of the year, hands down. Starting with number 4, we're gonna go with Sinners. Like I mentioned earlier, I used to make music content, strictly videos about music, so this one kind of hit close to home in terms of theme. I really love how this movie just shows how powerful of a thing music can be. Everyone's talked about it already, but the blues scene where we have everyone in the building, all of these multi-generations coming together, the combination of sounds from different music styles. It really is just a beautiful scene, like, thematically and visually. But yeah, this movie also looks fantastic. There are so many great shots. This movie just looks really good. Then we get to the vampires though, and honestly, some parts I didn't really like. It wasn't enough to knock down the movie for me, but I don't know, like, the reveal when they find out that they're vampires was a little bit MCU-esque for me. Wasn't a big fan of that, but I thought the vampires as a concept were very interesting. I like how they come to offer like this utopian hive mind where nobody judges each other and everyone can just have their cultures live together, but you also sacrifice your individuality and that everything kind of just gets mixed together. But the one thing I really love about this movie that kind of just destroys the vampire's logic is the inclusion of the Chinese couple. Throughout the movie, they're obviously working with everyone else, and, you know, they're keeping their own Chinese identity. They even have their own identity included in that blues scene, showing that they are able to, you know, live together while keeping their individuality, but, you know, they're still connected by, you know, oppression in America. I just thought, like, thematically, everything in this movie was so incredible. But I mean, yeah, the visuals are great. The acting is really good. I didn't have a particular favorite role, but everyone does really good. Personal favorite character, though, Delta Slim. Really liked him. Moving on to number 3, though, a movie that I had never heard of before this year. I don't know if anyone else had really heard of it, but it became the highest grossing animated movie of all time. It became the 5th highest grossing movie of all time, and that movie is Ne Zha 2. Ne Zha 2 is a Chinese animated movie that came out this year. It is a sequel, obviously, to Ne Zha, a movie that came out in 2019. And Ne Zha is a fine movie. It's not bad. It's kind of just like your typical animated kids movie. It's nothing too crazy. The humor isn't that great, in my opinion, just for me personally. But one thing about Ne Zha is that it has some great fight scenes. They look really good. Ne Zha 2 takes those fight scenes and just, I can't even put into words how fucking cool this movie looks. Another thing about Ne Zha is that the sets weren't very great. They were kind of basic, but in this movie, literally everything looks good. The sets are incredible. The Jade Palace, God, that was such a cool setting. Now, I do have gripes about this movie in that I don't think that some of the first half is as amazing as the second half, but honestly, the second half is so good that I can't even knock it down any further because I just love this movie. But my god, man, the second half, if this whole movie was like this seriously would be the movie of the year, like best animated movie of the decade, honestly. Because bro, the emotional beats, the action, everything is so good. Even in the first half that I said I didn't like as much, there is still great setup for the twist villain. There are still great fight scenes because even when they aren't like explosive Dragon Ball level, like, you know, beam clashes and stuff, there are great fluid hand-to-hand combat moments that just look really good. I honestly don't want to talk too much about this movie because I feel like you should just watch both of them yourself. But oh my god, dude. I mean, I already said in the beginning there's going to be spoilers, but the scene where Ne Zha's mom dies in front of him, his whole village dies and they don't kill off the parents just to bring the parents back and kill the mom in front of Ne Zha. Bro, like genuinely, dude. And man, the villain from the first movie comes back and they just completely change his character. I mean, they don't change his character, he's the same, but they give him this backstory, which is just that he is being oppressed by this racist system set up by like the higher ups. Dude, I was not expecting this movie to be that deep. But with this setup going into Ne Zha 3, because this is a part 2, Ne Zha 3 could seriously be a masterpiece. Like, if they keep this up, if they keep, you know, like the same quality as the second half and keep it with their whole movie, it might be the best animated movie of the decade, if it comes out this decade. Like I said, this movie took 6 years to come out, so we'll see, but I am extremely excited. Number 2, a movie that I luckily saved, you know, one of the best for last. Not really saved because it just came out, but you know what I mean. That movie is Marty Supreme. Just wow, man, this movie is just a roller coaster. Once again, I don't even know where to start with this thing because there is so much to talk about. First off, Timothée Chalamet is just so charismatic in this role. Marty Mauser is such a fun character. Look, he may be an asshole, but honestly, some of the shit he does is kind of justified. Like, there's always a bigger asshole on the other end of the wrongdoings. Most of the time, I'll preface that. But man, even though he's like a little shit, you just cannot help but root for him. His character arc is also so good in this movie. He goes from crashing out after losing the British Open and kind of hating this Japanese player Enzo because of that, and then, you know, not really wanting to play against him unless it's to be able to like beat him. But then they bring it back at the end, and then it's revealed that he couldn't, like, he did all of this bad shit to get to Japan to compete in the world tournament. He gets there too late, he can't register, and then he faces Enzo, but it's like the vibe is completely different, and it turns into a match of respect rather than revenge, and it is honestly just beautiful. And oh my god, the ping pong scenes, the table tennis scenes are so exhilarating. Like, I love when movies take like mundane sports and just make them the most entertaining thing possible. And then we gotta talk about the side characters. Everyone in this movie is great. Odessa Zion is really good. Tyler the Creator is really good. I liked him in this role. But Kevin O'Leary, oh my god, I forgot he is not even an actor in this movie. He is so intimidating. He's such a giant asshole. He is so good here. He's probably one of my favorite villains of the year for sure, and I just love how Marty just beats him at the end. It was so deserved. But yeah, Marty Supreme, fantastic. The soundtrack is also really good. I've had Forever Young stuck in my head since I saw it a few days ago, but man, what a movie. It is so good. Such, like, bro, I haven't even said, like, I'm scratching the surface of this movie, man. You just gotta watch it. And then we get to my number one. I knew it was gonna be my number one ever since I saw it. The movie that honestly made me want to start making videos and keep up with movies. And that's gonna be One Battle After Another. Once again, I've not been like a big movie fan before this year, but I didn't know who Paul Thomas Anderson was. When I saw the trailers for this movie, I thought it looked like shit. My god, was I wrong. The performances, everything about this movie, the themes, oh my god, this movie is just incredible. My camera's dying, so I unfortunately need to speed this up. It's already died twice during this long ass video, but bro, Sean Penn, oh my god, what a fucking pathetic yet so intimidating villain. Like, bro, that's easily one of my favorite performances of the year. Leo is so good in this. Chase Infinity is fantastic. Teyana Taylor, god damn, is great in this. And Benicio del Toro, oh dude, he might be one of my I'm gonna say this about like every character, but like every character can be my favorite character. They're all so good, but Benicio del Toro is just so charismatic. Thematically, this movie is so relevant. I mean, just, if you've seen it, you know, and if you live in America, you especially know. And man, the road sequence, dude, that is seriously the most suspenseful sequence of the year, especially the part where we have this back and forth where you don't know if Leo is going to catch up to Sean Penn's character, but then the Nazi guy that Sean Penn has been trying to be friends with the entire movie just pulls up and shoots him in the face. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, sorry for cutting this short, but yeah, I mean, it's my number one. I thought it was fantastic. It's great. That's going to do it for the video, though. I hope you enjoyed. This is easily my longest video. Yeah, thank you for watching. That was my list. Recommend some stuff in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.